Hey guys, welcome to Agamid CG. Today I wanted to show you a character that I've been working on recently. I thought this was a great example of something that's just a simple block out and turned into something that's much more appealing. I can't count the number of times I've created something, but it just looks terrible and I want to start from scratch. But sometimes the shapes of the character and the silhouette is actually fine, you just need to make some tweaks to make the character a little bit more appealing. I started out with the character in Nomad Sculpt like I usually do, but it wasn't quite hitting the notes that I wanted. The main reason I like to use Nomad Sculpt is it really just forces me to keep a simple shape. It's super easy to use spheres and cubes and just use the move tool to move things around the way that I want it. Sometimes I use the crease or the brush tool as well, but for the most part, I'm not going crazy with brushes, I'm not adding a lot of detail. Keep it simple. Now I'm bringing the mesh into ZBrush and starting to clean up the shape. I had some tweaks to the eyes and teeth of the character to make it a bit more appealing and just the general flow. This is where you would want to add more detail. Sometimes I like to retopologize just so if I want to render it later on or rig it and put it in a game, it's just so much easier. This is also useful if you want to pose it so that when I want to print it out, I can print it in an interesting pose rather than just in a T-pose or something. If I don't do it right now, I might never get back to it. I tend to print out a draft first, just so I have an idea of what it looks like, and I can see if I like the pose or if there's anything I want to change and it doesn't use too much filament. This is what the first one turned out like, and then I posed it again to make a bigger one. It took about 7 hours with a 0.6mm nozzle for the larger print. I probably could have got the time down a little bit, but I decided to go with my regular settings just to make sure I had good quality. And I think I'm pretty happy with it. He's quite expressive, cute, and he's kind of what I was going for. Another thing I could probably do is sand and paint this, so that might be an interesting project to do next. I think that just goes to show that if you have something that you don't quite like and you just want to restart, maybe you're actually closer than you think. Maybe you just need to make a couple tweaks to make it a little bit more appealing. So use reference and look at other characters that kind of hit the style that you're going for, and maybe you'll be able to change it without having to restart. Here's a little render I made of the character just to see him in action. I actually don't have a name for him, so let me know in the comments what you think we should name him. If you like this video, check out some of my other content. I have some cool other sculpting things that I've done, some 3D printing, and I touch on all kinds of different CG topics. That's all for now. Until next time.